Hello, Sandra. I heard about you. Why didn't you tell me about this amazing thing? Oh, Roberta, hello. You heard something about me? I wonder what you're talking about. Don't be shy. You don't have to hide it. The drama club of my grandchildren. I heard they won the first place at the district's drama competition, didn't they? The competition is called the Newcomers Debut Festival. Oh, yes. But it's not a big deal. It's a big competition, but it's a newcomers competition, and it's not a full-fledged launch pad for the theater industry. Those girls are also saying that there is still a long way to go, and they are preparing themselves for the next steps. I wish them all the best, too. Oh, dear. What a demanding mother. As a parent, it's only natural to praise your children for their great success. Raphael and Emma must want their mother to praise them too. Poor Shoujo-kun and Shannon-chan. I am a playwright myself, and my husband George is also a stage director, so I can't help but be strict. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the kids do their best. Yes, I'm really happy for you. So, aren't you going to do something to celebrate? George says we should celebrate at a popular Japanese restaurant in town that's been getting a lot of attention on TV lately. He said it's our kids' memorable first step toward their dream, so we should at least do that. I'm going there tonight with them. Wow, that's great. What time should we go then? What do you mean by that? Huh? Why are you asking me that question? It's a celebration for my grandchildren. Of course you'll invite me and my husband too, right? I'm sorry, but I don't think you and your husband can join us today. We only booked the seats for 4 people. That's okay. We can just ask the restaurant to change the number of people who'll be attending right over the phone. I'll make sure to bring some gifts to celebrate. I hate to say this, but I don't want you to come. What? Why not? We're your family. Are you saying that you want to exclude me and my husband? Wouldn't the grandchildren be happy if Grandma and Grandpa come to celebrate? Even my son George would be happy to invite us. I'm sure George doesn't want you to come either. Whenever we go to a fancy restaurant or cafe for our children's events, or for the occasional extravaganza, you found out about that from somewhere and just came over. You eat like a growing child, gobbling up 5 times as much as anyone else. You would say that you didn't bring any money or forgot your wallet at home. You force us to lend you money, but you never pay us back. Oh my God, how dare you? That makes it sound like it's our fault. It's natural for you to treat your parents at the restaurant. Even George must be happy to be able to show filial piety. There's a limit to how much filial piety you can show your parents. And it's not just about money. The other day, when we had a barbecue, you came over to our house. You just ate the food and left without cleaning up afterwards, didn't you? Don't tell me you don't know about that. I don't like the sound of you barging in on me. I just happened to be visiting my son and his wife at their house and found out that you had the barbecue, so I just decided to join. I'm sorry that I didn't help you cleaning up afterwards. I thought I'd get in trouble if I touched their stuff without permission, so I just left since I didn't want to disturb you. You just want to argue with me, don't you? Have you ever thought that people are usually careful when they eat at other people's house? How dare you eat more than half of the meat and vegetables that we prepared on that day? Oh, did I eat that much? I'm sorry, but me and my husband eat a lot most of the time. I have the advantage that I don't get fat no matter how much I eat, so I tend to eat a lot. I don't really care about that. Anyway, we are very annoyed by the gluttony of you and your husband. We will not invite both of you to dinner or tea in the future, so please don't think badly of us. What? That's terrible. Even I want to have a taste of that expensive Japanese food. If you want to eat there so badly, please go by yourself. Your father-in-law only receives a modest amount of salary every month. We can't afford to go to expensive restaurants unless we have a chance like this. So you want us to treat you to a fancy Japanese restaurant this time too? I'm speechless at your attitude. How rude! You're being so obnoxious again, aren't you? I just want to celebrate my grandchildren's success and have a nice dinner with my son and his family. When you come over, we don't have fun. This time, we want to celebrate with our family of 4, so please refrain from coming to the restaurant. Sandra, you haven't arrived yet? I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go in and eat first, okay? Roberta, what are you talking about out of the blue? What do you mean? I'm talking about the fancy Japanese restaurant you mentioned last time. It's a celebration for my grandchildren's victory. Let me ask you something. Which restaurant are you in right now? Of course, the one you mentioned last time. I told you I'll be there to celebrate. I got here early, so I'll go in and eat first. I told you I want to celebrate with my family of 4, so please don't join us. Why are you ignoring me? You told me to refrain from coming. Unfortunately, the word refrain doesn't exist in my dictionary. That's why I'm here at the restaurant. Just kidding. I beg your pardon. Is that supposed to be a joke? Well, I'll allow you to come, but you are going to pay for your own food, aren't you? Huh? Why should I pay? Since you are the host, you are supposed to buy drinks for the guests, aren't you? I brought gifts for my grandchildren, so that's enough, right? My husband decided not to work overtime and rushed home. We will be here to celebrate with all of you. Well then, we'll be waiting for you while we eat, so hurry up and come over. Sandra, aren't you very late? How long are you going to make us wait? I'm full and so is my husband. Thanks for the meal. What are you talking about? We arrived at the restaurant more than 30 minutes ago. Oh, really? I just can't see all of you. Oh, well, that's okay. Like I said before, we're full, so we'll go home first. I'm sorry I couldn't give the grandchildren their gifts today, but I'll bring them to your house next time. I've told you that you must pay for your own food. I don't have any money. You invited me, Sandra, so you should pay for it. My husband and I can't pay such an amount of money by ourselves. Give me a break. I didn't invite you and your husband. Don't falsify your memory. You guys usually eat a lot. How many servings did you eat? Let's see. I think about 10 servings. 10 servings? Are you kidding me? That's right. Expensive cuisine is delicious, but the portions are very small. I wasn't full at all and kept having second helpings. If you ate and drank as much as you wanted like that, it would cost at least $6,000. Are you sure you can handle it? I just got confirmation that it's $7,000. Oh my God! Unbelievable! Looks like we ate too much. $7,000, huh? How can you eat that much if you don't have any money? Besides, you just had a meal at the most expensive restaurant in town. I thought that with Haruna and your husband, we could make it work. Eating with other people's money tastes so much better. It's the best. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. What do you think you're doing? Relying so much on other people's money? Are you out of your mind? Don't worry about the details. I'll bring you some gifts later, so please give me $7,000. You know what? Will you please stop this? What the hell do you think we are? Do you think we're some sort of ATM? I don't think of you that way. We are family, aren't we? Don't try to fool us. There's no family that will charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for a meal. Such people are parasites. Just come and pay us as soon as possible. If you don't pay, I can't go home. Even if you don't want to, George, who loves his parents, will be happy to pay. Why don't you ask him to pay? Oh, I just remembered something. Which fancy restaurant are you and your husband visiting? Huh? What are you talking about? The one near that train station? Because that's the only one that's close to our hometown. You're the one who said we were going there in the first place. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but you're going to the wrong restaurant, Roberta. What? We're having our meal at the main restaurant, which is located in Florida. Huh? Florida? Yes, that's correct. This time, we are celebrating the children's victory. George and I splurged on a 3-day trip to a luxury resort in Florida. We decided to go to the main restaurant tonight and have a dinner party there. Stop joking! I didn't know about that! Well, that's because I didn't tell you about that. In the first place, I don't have the obligation to tell someone I didn't invite. I was so nervous that you might have followed me to Florida. Wait a minute! You're really in Florida? Are you saying that you won't come to the one near our hometown? I'm telling you the truth. I'm enjoying fine Japanese cuisine at the main restaurant here, so I have no plan to go back home at the moment. And even if we did, it would be too late due to the time and distance. Then what about our payment? That's terrible! You deceived me! What do you mean? You just misunderstood and went to the different restaurant on your own, didn't you? Then that means you were already in Florida when I called you in the morning. Why didn't you tell me? If it's a family trip, you should have taken me and my husband along. That's terrible! How dare you leave us out of the group? This is a celebration for the children, and I want to celebrate it with just 4 of us. People who want to eat a big meal and make others pay for them without a second thought are not family. What the? How can you say that? Unlike you and your family who are successful in the theater, my husband doesn't make much money. How can you be such a cold wife to make us pay for the meals we just ate? We're supposed to help each other out. That's what a family member is supposed to do. Helping each other? What kind of joke is that? I don't remember you helped us at all. What you're doing is just forcing your family to pay for your meals every single time. You and your husband are just parasites. What? That's very rude. Do you think you can just say anything you want to say just because you're a playwright? I'm just stating a fact. Anyway, we are in Florida now, so you need to pay for what you ate by yourself. Instead of talking about us, shouldn't you be thinking about how to handle the payment? What? I don't understand. Wait a minute. I only have $120 in my wallet and my husband has about $260. And I didn't even bring my credit card. My husband and I can only pay by debit card. Let me ask you, what is the balance? Around $200? Oh my. That's the most modest amount of money I've ever seen. We could have made it work in a regular restaurant, but you spent $7,000 there, right? No matter how you look at it, that's not even close to the exact amount you need to pay. That's right. So you need to give me $7,000 now. I'm sorry to keep repeating this, but we are in Florida now. No matter how hard we try, we can't go back to our hometown right now. Even if we could, we have no obligation to pay you for the food and drink you've taken the liberty of eating and drinking like idiots. What? I'm in trouble. If you don't pay us, we can't go back, and we'll end up running away without paying. It's not good for you guys to have your family members treated like criminals. Treated like criminals? You'll become criminals if you just run away without paying. Stop messing around with me. Let me talk to George. That boy will understand. He'll gladly pay for me and my husband. Actually, I just asked him about it, but he said he doesn't care about that. He said that your husband doesn't make much money, but he's the general manager at his company, right? It's not that he doesn't make enough money. It's that he spends too much on food, which puts a strain on your monthly budget. George also said that he has always been put off by his parents' gluttony. Also, you're saying that you aren't fat even if you eat a lot. But have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? Why don't you and your husband take this opportunity to reevaluate the amount of food you've been eating all these times? This can't be happening! Good luck to both of you then. I'm enjoying my meal with my husband and children. Have a good day. Then, my mother and father-in-law who were in a hurry, made a devilish phone call to my father-in-law's colleague. They asked him to bring them some money and made a payment of $7,000 in the form of a loan. Because of this, my father-in-law's position in the company deteriorated, and now he is working with a narrow view of his own shoulders. I felt refreshed and fully enjoyed my trip to Florida with my husband, son, and daughter. I returned home with great satisfaction and was able to further strengthen my family ties.